Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and I want to talk a little bit about figure news today. So without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, there was some figure news that I saw last night that I want to talk about. And I don't know if it's necessarily news. There's a little bit in there, but this is something that I always keep up on, and I'm always on social media, so I see stuff typically. And I thought, why not bring it to the channel? Because it's something that I enjoy talking about online, so why not do it here? So Ringside last night, Friday night, put up a bunch of mint on card, mint in box pictures of the latest top picks wave, or I don't know if it's the latest, one of the top pick waves coming, and then Elite 103, I think. Yeah, 103. So with that, we got a Rey Mysterio, Matt Riddle, and Cody Rhodes in the top picks line. And first off, not going to talk a lot about this Rey and this Matt Riddle. Rey Mysterio is a re-release of the Rey that we just got, and we've gotten so many Reys, I forget what line it's in. And then, but it is an attire I like. This is one of my favorite Reys. I have all of my Rey Mysterio figures on the shelf, lined up, and then I just put like one in front. And this is the Rey that I have in front because it is my favorite, just because it's different. It's got a different head scan because it's got that eye patch. It's got the like full singlet. I really like the colors. It's a really, like, it really stands out. I don't know if it's just this one that looks a little bit different. The one on my shelf is more like a darker blue, where this one looks more like a lighter, like teal color. So I don't know if it's just the pictures, but we are getting this again. Not even like upgrades, because this was already getting the double jointed arms and whatnot. But nonetheless, for people that missed out, I think this is a great time to grab it. I really like that figure. Then comes the Matt Riddle, and this one, I don't know why they're releasing this one already. We also got this. This is a straight up re-release. I didn't pick this one up. I don't even remember what Elite said, 90 something. But this is the one that goes with the Randy Orton figure. And for a time, Riddle was really hot before all the stuff with him kind of started happening, and he was gone off TV for a while. So I can see why he was in this line, but he's got a ton of attires. I don't know why they couldn't just repaint it easily. But we're getting a direct re-release. It does come with the scooter, which is cool, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know why. They could have done that with about any attire. We didn't need a direct re-release. The Cody, however, is the one that like really inspired me to actually make this video. This Cody looks awesome. I shared it on my story on Instagram and said they're going to produce the hell out of Cody, and I'm going to buy every single one. Some of these pictures, it does look silver. It's supposed to be a silver color, like silver and blue, from what I could tell, like looking at pictures. But one of the pictures, like the mint in box picture, it looks silver, but then you look at the out of box picture, and I don't know if it's just like the lighting that it makes it look weird, but it looks very blue, and that can happen. It's like a metallic color, so I can see why that would happen. At the same time, though, it's not going to stop me from buying this. Eventually, I'll see it at stores, and I'll probably go through like a drought of buying figures and see this Cody and just decide to bring it home. Or maybe Target will have a sale or something. But there's not going to be any shortage of Codys. This is one, I think it looks cool. It's different from the red, white, and blues that we've kind of been getting from him. So excited for this one. After those, we have Elite 103, and that set is Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits. We've got Stardust, he's got the Chase, and then the Liv Morgan. And just real quick with these, the Roman Reigns as well. And this Roman, so it's different. It's the same that there's only so much they can do with Roman. They're going to produce a lot of him. Obviously, he's a big merch mover. He does have the We the Ones hand. He's got the pointing hand. I think that's awesome. I'm pretty sure he is like going to be in a top picks line again soon, and he'll come with that. But at the same time, it is really cool that they're including that. They don't have pictures, or at least that I saw, of his boots, but these boots are supposed to have the red logos on the side. So at least that's another cool upgrade. If you want a new Roman, if you haven't picked up a new Roman, this is probably a good one. It comes with the red lei. I did not pick up the ultimate because I don't like that torso for Roman. And if it would have come with the We the Ones hand, those pointing hands, it would have been different, but it didn't. It just came with the fist, it came with the open hand and the red lei, and with the torso, it just wasn't enough to get me to buy that one. I don't know if they're ever going to give him a different torso, but I'm not fond of that one. I think this figure's fine. Like I said, they're just going to keep knocking out Roman, so it is what it is. The Street Profits, however, those figures are awesome. I'm not going to pre-order them. I'm going to wait at least until they hit retail or hit a sale. But they look so good. And we do get pictures of them without their jerseys. And I love that torso choice for Dawkins. I don't think it's a new torso. I think it's the one that they've used with Nikolai Volkov. It's not quite the one that they use for the Wild Samoans. That's a little bit different, a little bit less definition. I think that is a great choice for Angelo Dawkins. Those attires are really cool. They're going to pop on the shelves. I don't like the leg choices, but it is what it is. They made major upgrades, and I am appreciative of those. And again, the Montez 4 looks really big. I think, or really good, not big. I think these upper legs are like completely new. So I know with like the Wes Lee figure, if you take those legs apart, the shorts mold isn't like attached, it comes off. So I wonder if they use that same kind of technology for these. I can't really tell. It's something is hard to even tell on the Wes Lee figure, but nonetheless, these Street Profit figures look sweet. So I'm pretty excited for those. The only thing is that on the back of the packaging, you can see they have like an arm sleeve for Angelo Dawkins, which we don't get on the figure. Not a deal breaker. Really, I'm just happy that they turned around and they fixed that formula instead of doing like the Jimmy Uso where they're just like, no, that is Jimmy. That's not Jay. It looks exactly like Jay, but it's Jimmy, we promise. I'm really happy that they fixed Angelo Dawkins. After that, we've got these Stardust figures. We've got the Chase and the regular. I'm really, really happy that the regular is the Dusty Rhodes polka dot attire. That's from WrestleMania 32, and I've said before on the channel that I was at WrestleMania 32, and it was such a weird event, but I remember seeing that polka dot attire, and I was really hoping we'd get that as a figure. I don't remember if the Stardust we'd gotten had come out yet, but I was really hoping we would get this in some shape or fashion, and then we ended up not because Cody left. The only issue, just looking at it, that I have is that the head scan. I wish they would have used the head scan that they were using with the more like buzzed head. And I guess, I don't know, if the hair might not be completely accurate, but for a long time, a lot of people were using that Stardust head scan and painting it up with the skin tone to make Cody Rhodes Elite customs. And I think that head scan is really, really good. I don't dislike this head scan. I just think that other Stardust head scan just really captured Cody and that character a lot better. So not the end of the world, not a deal breaker. I really, really like this figure, and even the Chase is really cool. I love that light blue with the black and silver. It really pops, especially just in the packaging with the red background. I really, really like that. I don't know. We do get some extra hands, so you can do like the Stardust thing. I do like it's. I wish he was smiling. It's not the end of the world. I just, especially now with the ability they have to give us extra heads. I know they're giving us a ladder, and honestly, the polka dot ladder is a way bigger deal than an extra head. So, I'm not going to complain too much. I like the figure. I'll pick it up eventually. I'm really happy we got the Chase as the polka dot, or the polka dot is the regular, and then the Chase is the light blue. That's something I can just pick up eventually. And then rounding out Elite 103, we have the Liv Morgan, and I still have nightmares. I had that first Elite Liv Morgan, Elite 69, with her and Sonya, where they were both Chase figures at Target. I had both of them in my hands. I went to check out, and at the time there was some issue where it said that those two figures were recalled, so they weren't letting you check out with those. So the lady at Target that was by the self-checkout took both of them away from me, took them to the back, and then I asked when they'd be put back out again. She told me she didn't know. I said, fine, I'll come back whenever. I went back the next day. Sonya Deville was on the shelf, picked that up. Liv Morgan was gone. And obviously we've gotten Liv Morgan figures. We did get an Elite of her that I have that one. I like that one too. but I don't have that Elite 69 still, and it's pretty expensive. And I don't collect necessarily for like value or resale or anything, but still having a figure in my hands, going to check out, and then ultimately not getting it was really disappointing. Besides Elite 103, they did put up some Showdown 2-pack or Championship Showdown 2-packs, and again with these we get the Street Profits, we get Cody and Theory, and then we get the Mankind and The Rock. And really, I don't mess with basics. They are what they are. My kids, I have a 4-year-old, I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and they love to play with all the action figures I have. They love to just smash them, play wrestlers, you know. So I will probably pick up these Street Profits whenever I get the chance. Not gonna spend money to get them off Ringside, but it's their Titans gear that they wore at, I don't know, like SummerSlam? I think they were in Nashville. And I think these look really cool. Obviously, like, they're basically the same formulas that we see with the first Elites, where that Dawkins is ginormous, but the attire I think looks really cool. I like the white and the blue. I think it looks really clean, and undoubtedly my 4-year-old will be all about getting some new action figures. So not for me, maybe for the 4-year-old in your life, pick those up. But then we also get the Theory and the Cody. It looks fine. This is I don't think it's the same attire as the top pick, but this is kind of more what I thought of, this like silverish color. So I like how these look. Again, I'm not going to pick them up. I don't like the scaling, don't like the articulation, but it does come with a championship belt, which I think and it's colored. I think this belt looks really nice. It's got the like updated Theory head, which I know a lot of people are kind of back and forth on what they think about it, but I think it works, especially since you can interchange. Like back when you used to have to like heat everything up to head swap, I didn't Dremel anything out to make things swappable. I would have hated stuff like this. I hated like really what is the word, eccentric, maybe just really like big expressions on figures, but nowadays I think it works. And then lastly, this 2-pack with Mankind and The Rock. I will be picking this up at some point. If I see it at retail, I will snatch it up. I love Mankind figures. They're just unique. They're different. And this head scan is interesting. It's different though, and I like that. I think the head looks like the likeness maybe isn't there, but I like that we are getting a molded on mask. I don't know if we've gotten the molded on mask with any of our Mankind figures yet. I'm trying to just look around. I think most of them have either been removable. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. Anyway, this 2-pack, it's different. It looks cool. And of course, now that they're coming with the belts, I think that's really cool. And then the last basic is from Series 140, and it's the suited Cody. And this, I think, is hands down the best suited figure Mattel has given us. A lot of people talk about like how bulky their suited figures are, and this one still, I think Jazzwares holds their own with their suited figures. And this is a basic compared to like the unmatched figures, or like even the Cody. I don't remember if it's unmatched or unrivaled. That is a really nice figure. I really like that, especially as far as the other Jazzwares figures I have. That's one of my favorites. But for the shorter coat and the open jacket, I think this looks really, really good. This is one that I will definitely have like high on my list as far as pickups. Then the last thing I wanted to talk about was just some news, or like some upcoming figures we're supposed to be seeing. I think it was Jeremy Padower, or maybe maybe it was just AEW by Jazzwares. I forget exactly where. Sometimes I see stuff on stories and whatnot, but there's supposed to be a sneak preview, as you can see here. And for what I've been able to tell, or what some people have been throwing some stuff out there, I think this is a Samoa Joe, and I don't know if it's going to be Supreme or if it's going to be an unrivaled, unmatched figure, whatever. But I don't know if that's a towel on him. It feels like he's throwing up his hang loose hands. I'm all for a Jazzwares Samoa Joe. I've talked about how I like the waistbands for the figures, like some of the guys that have their trunks a little bit higher. I think those like that kind of look goes really well, lends itself really well to Jazzwares figures. So even if it's just a Samoa Joe we're seeing, I'm excited for that. But you never know with Jazzwares. It seems they just kind of, Jeremy Padour or Magic almost will just, kind of show figures whenever. So I'm down if we're gonna see some Jazzwares tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that for Collision. And then we also, so I got this from Fig Heel on Instagram. He had some pictures that he got from Masked Republic talking about the Legends of Lucha Libre figures. And if you ordered those, so they had a Penta, a Rey Fenix, Juventud Guerrera, and then it was Taya Valkyrie was that first wave, I believe. And then there was a Conan. I only picked up Juventud because they were all really small, and Juventud is small anyway, so that didn't really bother me. But then the other ones I really liked, but like Conan was too small. So there's the size comparison, and apparently they fixed the scaling. I was going through the comments on Fig Heel's post here, talking about how they upped the scaling. So according to this picture, it is much better. They're larger, and even especially against Jazzwares, like I feel like those run a little taller. So if that's so, I'm really happy with how this Ultimo Dragon looks. It's got interesting articulation, but then I just overall I really like the head. I like the shoulder piece. So they're $22.99 on the Boss Fight Studios or Boss Fight Shop, I think .com. So I will probably pick that up. Like I said, I picked up Juventud, and it was an okay figure. But then they also have the Black Taurus figure, and you can see that one. I mean, there's a lot to that head, but it's bigger than Scorpio Sky, so it is a large figure. I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up necessarily, but I'm glad that they fixed that because I think that line has a lot of potential to fill in some holes in my collection. Then the last thing I wanted to wrap up with was just some rumors, some ideas, and this came out a bit ago, and I feel like not a lot of people talked about it, but apparently the Headbangers have signed nostalgic contracts. I don't know if that's the same thing as a Legends contract, but here you can see they're talking about merch for the Headbangers coming, and we've seen them a couple times in WWE the last few years, just one-off appearances, but I've had some customs in mind for them. I have their head scans. I just haven't gotten around to them, so what I'm going to do is wait until San Diego Comic-Con, see if we get some of them. I would love to get some Headbangers figures. They have so many just unique looks. I'd love to get a set of those guys, Elites, or, I don't know if they do well as Ultimate Editions. I really don't know what the desire is for Headbanger figures. But then, besides them, it's being reported that Carlito is also on his way back to WWE. And I don't know about you, but I think that is pretty cool. So there's so many figures of him I'd love to get. We got one Mattel figure from him. It was in the long pants, I think with a 2-pack, battle pack is what they were then. But I'd love an updated look of him. I'd love a straight figure from Backlash. Like that whole match was really cool. Obviously, I'm all about the Ruthless Aggression era. I'd love a Ruthless Aggression flashback of him. Just a lot of stuff I'd love if Carlito came back. So hopefully that comes to fruition. Hopefully we see that. Seems like they're starting to sign a few more people. We've seen Savio Vega. We've seen a lot of Legends just kind of pop in. So I'd love to see some of those in the Legends line. Maybe we can see some at San Diego Comic-Con. There's always cool reveals. So I will be doing like my wish list reveals for San Diego Comic-Con before too long. But I'll save that for another day. That's going to wrap things up for today. I do like talking about stuff. So please comment. Find me on Instagram. I love talking about figures. Other than that, please continue to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all the love the channel gets. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.